Today on No BS AI Briefing, XAI launches a production-grade voice agent API, a massive $1.1 billion seed round for Superintelligence, and Microsoft's Copilot pushes further into autonomous agent mode. We're also looking at AI-driven spine surgery and an open-source framework for APAC data compliance. No BS AI Briefing brought to you by Proactive AI. Welcome back. I'm your host Vikash, and this is where builders get straightforward AI news without the fluff. First up, XAI has officially launched Grok Voice Think Fast 1.0, and it's a production voice agent API. What this means in plain English is we're seeing a robust, real-time voice system that can not only understand what you say, but also reason in the background and respond with very low latency. Now, it's pretty impressive because it supports over 25 languages and it's already deployed in a high-stakes environment, Starlink customer support. The big claim here is its superior robustness on something called the T-Voice benchmark, which basically tests how well it performs with noise, accents, and interruptions. That's a huge deal for real-world scenarios. For builders, this really matters because it's a production-grade voice API. It's not just a demo, it's being used. That opens up possibilities for high-stakes interfaces in areas like customer support, sales, or even healthcare, where clear, quick communication is critical. The real-time reasoning combined with its tool calling capabilities means you can build more natural end-to-end task handling experiences for your users. Think about less friction in complex conversations. Ultimately, this significantly lowers the burden of building a voice-native product from scratch. You don't need to reinvent the wheel for speech-to-text, natural language understanding, and response generation, all while keeping latency low. That's a massive head start. Next, Ineffable Intelligence just made waves, raising an eye-watering $1.1 billion seed round at a $5.1 billion valuation. That's not a typo, a seed round with a B. The company was founded by David Silver, a name many of you will recognize from his landmark work on AlphaGo. And the investor list is stacked. Sequoia, Lightspeed, Nvidia, Google, and even the UK sovereign AI fund are all in. Their stated focus: pursuing superintelligence via reinforcement learning. Now, for builders, this signals a really strong institutional conviction in autonomous self-improving systems, specifically those driven by reinforcement learning, or RL. It's a huge vote of confidence that RL isn't just for games or academic research anymore, but a serious path towards building advanced AI. This kind of investment creates massive demand for better RL tooling, simulation environments, and safety infrastructure. If you're building in that infra layer, this is your signal. It also elevates reinforcement learning as a strategic path that now stands shoulder to shoulder with the continuous scaling of large language models. It's another lane on the AI superhighway, and it's getting serious funding. Also making news, Microsoft Copilot Agent Mode is now generally available across Office, and they've launched real-time voice agents for Dynamics 365. So what happened here? Agent mode is no longer just a preview, it's live in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. This means Copilot can now perform autonomous drafting, restructuring, and analysis within your documents. Imagine it outlining a report, reorganizing a presentation, or pulling key insights from a spreadsheet without you having to prompt it step by step. On the Dynamics 365 side, they've launched real-time voice agents within Copilot Studio specifically for contact centers. These agents can handle customer interactions directly and also automate documentation. Think about summarizing calls, updating CRM records, or initiating follow-up actions, all in real time during a conversation. For builders, this is a clear shift. Productivity apps are moving from being reactive assistants waiting for your command to proactive agents that can anticipate needs and take initiative. If you're building enterprise software or integrations, this means you can now automate more complex multi-step workflows across CRM and document systems. And those voice agents in contact centers, they're designed to significantly reduce the manual load on human agents leading to faster resolutions and better customer experiences. It's a tangible productivity boost. Next up, Toku open sourced Makimoto, an orchestration framework designed for APAC-compliant conversational AI. This is a big one for anyone operating in Asia Pacific markets. Makimoto is MIT licensed, which means it's open for anyone to use and build on. Its first release, called Makimoto Kawa, offers a transcription pipeline that specifically prioritizes APAC data residency, starting with Singapore. This is critical for meeting local regulations and data sovereignty requirements. The framework also has a modular design, letting you swap out different speech to text components without having to rebuild your entire system. Now, why does this matter for builders? It directly tackles the headache of data sovereignty and compliance, which can be a huge hurdle for regional deployments. By providing a pre-built compliant foundation, it significantly accelerates your time to market for localized AI products. You don't have to spend months figuring out how to store and process data in specific jurisdictions. And because it's open source, it encourages faster iteration and community contributions, which typically leads to more robust and adaptable solutions over time. Finally, UC San Diego Health just performed the first AI-driven robotic spine surgery on the West Coast. This isn't a small feat. Their platform integrates AI for surgical planning, patient-specific implants, and then uses robotics for precise screw delivery, all while being guided by real-time imaging. Essentially, AI is helping plan the exact procedure, customize the tools for that patient, and then a robot, supervised by surgeons, executes it with incredible precision, constantly checking against live data. What this means for builders is that it's a powerful validation of an AI plus robotics architecture for truly critical medical workflows. We're talking about human lives here. So the level of precision and safety required is immense. This success opens up massive space for next generation surgical and diagnostic tooling. If you're in medical tech, this shows a clear path for integrating AI beyond just diagnostics into direct intervention. It also clearly indicates a growing clinical demand for AI precision in healthcare. Doctors and hospitals aren't just looking at AI as a research tool, they're ready to implement it for better patient outcomes. Let's dig deeper into that Ineffable Intelligence story. The biggest news item, and frankly the one that got me thinking the most this week, is Ineffable Intelligence's absolutely massive $1.1 billion seed round. I mean, think about that for a second. Seed round with a B. It's not just the sheer size of the funding that makes this the most important story. It's who they are, what they're focused on, and who is investing. What happened is that David Silver, renowned for his pioneering work on AlphaGo and AlphaZero at DeepMind, has founded Ineffable Intelligence with the explicit goal of pursuing superintelligence through reinforcement learning. This isn't just another LLM play, it's a deliberate pivot, or perhaps a re-emphasis, on a different powerful branch of AI. It's a huge bet on the future, suggesting that while LLMs are incredibly good at language and reasoning, RL might be the key to truly autonomous, goal-directed, and self-improving systems. Why this matters right now is that for the last few years, the AI world has been almost entirely fixated on large language models and their scaling laws. Every major announcement, every big funding round seemed to be about more parameters, better training data, and more sophisticated prompt engineering for LLMs. But this record-breaking seed round from some of the smartest money in tech, Sequoia, Google, Nvidia, signals a strong belief that reinforcement learning, or RL, is not just alive but is potentially the path to the next paradigm shift. It creates an undeniable demand for robust RL tooling, sophisticated simulation environments, and advanced safety infrastructure. It's a clear message. RL isn't just for academic labs anymore. It's a critical strategic path alongside LLM scaling. Who should care about this? Well, if you're a convent founder in the AI space, you need to be thinking about how RL expertise could differentiate your product. Are you building in planning, optimization, robotics, or scientific discovery? These are all areas where RL shines. For lay product managers, Dean, it means exploring new kinds of user experiences, where agents learn and adapt over time, driving long-term value. How can your product be more than just intelligent and responsive, but truly adaptive? If you're an on-infra engineer, this means anticipating demand for distributed RL training stacks, more efficient compute for simulations, and advanced reward modeling. The needs for RL are different from LLMs, and new infrastructure will be crucial. And for indie hackers, this opens up new niches. Maybe it's not building a foundational RL model, but building specialized tools, specific agent environments, or unique RL applications that solve a very focused problem. How I think about it as a builder, it's like this. We've been driving down the LLM highway at top speed, and everyone's been focused on making that road better and faster. But this investment is a massive multi-billion-dollar bet on building out a parallel highway for reinforcement learning. It's acknowledging that for certain types of problems, like making complex sequential decisions in dynamic environments, RL might be the more direct, more powerful route. It's not about LLMs being bad. It's about recognizing that they might not be the only or best solution for every kind of AI problem. Think about applications where an agent needs to learn through trial and error, like robotics, complex resource allocation, or even personalized educational systems. Those are areas where RL truly excels. Now, my no BS take here. The superintelligence framing from Ineffable Intelligence is definitely aspirational, and frankly, it often comes with a dose of hype. We're still a long way from general superintelligence. However, you absolutely shouldn't dismiss this as just hype. David Silver's track record is phenomenal, and the investor roster is incredibly strong. This funding validates the immense potential of reinforcement learning for building highly capable autonomous agents that can solve complex real-world problems far beyond what we typically see from LLMs alone. It's a signal to pay attention to the fundamental advances in RL, even if the superintelligence part is still very much speculative. If you're finding this useful, hit follow in your podcast app right now. It takes 2 seconds, and it's the best way to make sure you don't miss the next briefing. If you want one practical takeaway from today's episode, here it is. Experiment with XI's Grok Voice to prototype a top customer support workflow. This is how you can actually test the real-time agent capabilities that everyone's talking about. Here's how to try it in under 60 minutes. First, identify a single high-volume customer support query that currently requires a human agent or multiple manual steps. Think about something like check my order status or troubleshoot my internet connection. Second, use the Grok Voice API to build a basic agent that can handle that specific query end-to-end. This means connecting it to your backend systems to pull data and formulate a response. You'll want to leverage its real-time reasoning and tool calling to make it feel seamless. And third, test it with a small group internally. Don't roll it out to customers yet. Focus on measuring 3 things: latency, how quickly does it respond; task success rate, does it actually resolve the query; and handoff rates, how often does it need to escalate to a human. This specific experiment is worth your time right now because Grok Voice is a production-grade API already proven in a demanding environment like Starlink. Testing it on a real contained workflow will give you a concrete understanding of what these advanced voice agents can actually do for your product's efficiency and user experience today, not in some hypothetical future. That's it for today's No BS AI briefing. If this helped, follow the show in your podcast app and share it with one builder you know. And if you've got questions or topics you want covered, connect with me on LinkedIn and send them over. See you in the next briefing.